Hey everybody, welcome back to PixelJunkies. This is the PixelJunkies podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Rory DC.
What number are we on?
131.
131?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my god, and you said the first one was your favorite? You guys are doing pretty good.
The first one is my favorite episode of the show. The
very first episode was your favorite?
It's my favorite one, yeah. Now maybe it's part of just because it was like the first one. It was like a cool experience to like do it for the first time.
It was a landmark moment.
It was a landmark moment. It was the first time
it?
we ever did like top 10, like of
top 9. Rory.
Yeah, that year it was top 9 for me, movies, and like we all did, and Adam did like comic books or something.
That was your favorite. Do you remember what it did?
And yeah, it was a cool experience.
Is Captain America still a Nazi?
Who cares?
I actually don't know. I don't really follow Marvel that much.
Is it still a complete shit show?
I can't. One of the reasons I stopped reading Marvel and DC because I just can't. I can't keep up anymore. It's too expensive. Storylines are getting ridiculous.
Like
every time I pick up a good comic, every time it'll last for like 10 issues, and I'm like, this is really good. Like, good job on you, Marvel and DC. This is really good. And then they'll cancel it because some big fucking event will happen, and then it'll get rebooted, and then an issue 1 will come out, and they'll kind of like reboot the story. I'm like, I've already read this.
They rebooted with the same thing? Oh shit.
Oh, this is Project Cars. It's out.
It is.
And Aaron's playing
around the circle.
Why do we even do this podcast? We're so professional.
I'm Andrew. I'm back.
It's Andrew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Andrew.
Hey.
Andrew hasn't been on in a while.
Goodbye, Andrew. But
So what's on the docket this evening?
well, as Rory previously mentioned, we're playing Project Cars. That came out this week.
Project Cars 2 specifically, Adam.
Project Cars 2 specifically, Adam.
Yep.
And
Let's talk about the first one.
yeah.
What do you like about Project Cars?
It's got
Why
cars
is Project Cars a better game than
Forza?
Because there's more attention to detail. That's it.
Why is it better than Gran Turismo?
Because everything is.
Because one of them has come out in the past 1,000 years.
What was the last Gran Turismo game? When did that come out? Was it like
Gran Turismo 6 came out in 2013 for the PS3.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it has not been re-released for the PS4.
Yeah, that's
which
surprising,
stupid.
actually.
Yeah.
The game came out for PS3 after PS4 came out.
Yeah, and Gran Turismo is also like, I'm not
Terrible.
a big racing game person, but it's sort of like, it is a part of PlayStation history.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like so's Crash Bandicoot, and nobody's really screaming for him to come back.
Oh, you'd be
He did
surprised
come
he did come
Yeah.
back.
People were screaming. You were being sarcastic?
Yes, I was.
Oh.
Nobody asked for that.
This is what happens when I'm not here for a while.
And yet
I lose
Spyro.
my sarcasm sense.
Spyro hasn't gotten the shout out in years. How awesome would a Spyro
He was in
remaster be?
Skylanders, you moron.
Oh man, no.
Yeah.
You don't want like a $40 Spyro.
Although
I don't actually.
Insomniac's busy making Spider-Man.
Actually, he's not even in Skylanders anymore. He got the boot from his own franchise.
Did he?
Yeah, it used to be.
I think he got turned into a robot or something.
No, and now he's just
that's
not in
good.
it anymore. I don't know if they could afford the licensing or something like
Oh.
that, even though they were the people who owned the license. So.
They probably sold
You know
it to
what?
some
They were like,
Chinese
you know what?
people or
Let's
something.
break him off into his own franchise.
A
We're
game.
called Spyro.
Oh man, somebody giving Sony ideas.
Spyro really is an underappreciated game, because everyone's like, oh, the best 3D platformer of that generation was Mario 64. And I'm like, yeah, but Spyro was also pretty good.
Spyro was, yeah, excellent.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
all the other ones were literal garbage, but it was...
Yeah, Spyro was the one I grew up with, so I grew up with both, obviously, but at the time, I preferred Spyro to Mario 64. I don't necessarily still do, because I don't necessarily still care, but or like still
debate-
actively play them.
I gotta be honest, the debate kind of ended around 2001.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I think we all stopped around that time, but...
I think Banjo-Kazooie was the best platformer of that generation.
Banjo-Kazooie was a
You
good
like
choice,
collecting
too.
hundreds of thousands of things?
Yeah.
Okay, well then there you go. I answered your question.
Adam doesn't like Banjo-Kazooie.
I've never really gotten into it. I don't like the... Oh, do you like dialogue that's...
Well, to be fair, I don't like the... There's two things about this. Usually I don't turn up my TV to Atom volume and sit next to it, but also, I feel like that might be an exaggeration.
I like to see Adam sitting at his house an inch from his TV.
With headphones on, and you just see him crank the volume up to max.
And you just hear... and then the hearing is gone. Motherfucker.
Man, I hate this game.
I can't hear myself anymore. God damn it.
No.
Track is really wet.
I like Banjo-Kazooie because of how it controls, not because of
Yeah, it was a good
Oh,
the
man.
actual game.
You don't like the controls of Mario 64?
This is a flawless experience. To be fair, Mario 64 is the best possible platformer you can get with that control scheme.
That's true. Yeah.
To be also fair, that game or that controller was built from the ground up to be for Mario 64. Which, to my question, is why didn't they give it 2 analog sticks to make it easier? Map look to one and map move to the other. I mean, other games were doing it at that time.
No, they weren't, actually.
Yeah, no.
They added one joystick and were like, this makes it easier. We'll stop there.
The
I mean, the PlayStation came out with no joysticks originally.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I haven't.
And they were like, God, this is awful. And
I think I have one as well. With
I got one too.
Because I remember my cousin cannot play racing games unless it's on a D-pad because PlayStation 1 ruined them.
Yeah,
He
I
got- he
prefer
had-
D-pad also.
Gran Turismo and Twisted Metal, which if you want to talk about a broken controlled game,
Oh my
talk about
god,
Twisted
Metal, yeah.
because you can't use anything but the D-pad for Twisted Metal, yeah.
Although, I'm trying to think of what I prefer for racing games. I don't know. I haven't decided.
Anyway, Aaron,
What you
what's this game
prefer?
like so far?
What do you mean you prefer for racing games? Controller?
Like
or...
D-pad or
Oh
analog
God,
stick.
that's not even a decision that you got to make. Shouldn't be.
The
D-pad.
yeah, I think I err towards D-pad. Yeah, I've played
Really?
with both though.
So you go
Yeah.
controller for car games over mouse and keyboard, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, controller for car games.
But
Oh,
then
like
you use a D-pad.
uh,
It's
Yes.
like,
yeah, I think I usually do. Yeah.
So why would you
On a
use a
think-
mouse
PlayStation
and
controller,
keyboard?
not on an Xbox. If it's a
Oh my
racing
god,
game on an
forget about the
Xbox,
D-pad on the Xbox.
You use the analog stick because there might as well not even be a D-pad on an Xbox. It's not even a D-pad; it's like a disc.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also in the wrong place.
Nah, it's fine
No,
where it
it's
is.
fine.
I much prefer the Xbox controller
Yeah.
layout.
No, you have to reach
It's
over.
too small.
Especially,
Man,
especially playing fighting games, you have to reach over your thumb way too far.
Well, here's the thing, Rory's gaming
Dwarf hands?
experience with the worst controller ever, the PlayStation
Oh,
3
okay.
controller, and so anything better than that, and it just doesn't work
Why
for Rory.
PlayStation
The-
3?
I don't
PlayStation
use the
2?
PlayStation 3 controller.
Yeah, but that's why you played PlayStation 3 for a long time.
Yeah, I played PS3 with the PS3 controller. Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying? Yeah, I did.
Why is PS3 specifically the worst controller? and
I don't know, I just
PS2
thought it was-
or PS1.
I just thought it was really flimsy. Like the controller itself was like it just seems smaller in my hand. Maybe it's 'cause
But
I'm
I have
bigger.
small hands.
All right, well I have normal human sized hands, probably actually a bit bigger.
You got mitts.
I do got mitts and like grasping a PlayStation controller is like
Oh, see, for me, the PlayStation controller fit in my hands pretty well.
it doesn't match the smooth.
Yeah, dwarf
the-
hands.
Like I gotta be honest, GameCube controller was excellent, and so was the Xbox controller. Not the Duke. The Duke was awful.
Oh,
no!
Yeah.
Go to hell.
I think
No,
I
fuck
prefer.
you, the
I think
Duke
I
was
prefer the
awful.
Duke because it's bigger. And it
No,
better
the
fits
Duke
my
was
hand.
The
awful.
Duke's coming back, but
Well,
Oh,
I
man,
think the
it-
problem with the Duke is I think people probably hold it wrong.
maybe. Yeah.
I think the
The,
only people who like the Duke are the people who like wrestle pigs because they know they gotta they're used to grasping onto something like that.
I think to properly use the Duke, you have to hold the controller the way a fighting game player holds his controller, which is one
fucking
palm
close.
under the controller and the other on top.
Oh, that's what a controller's for.
I don't know. I use it as a. I've always.
Nice.
You
just
use it
got
the
side
regular
game.
way?
Yeah.
Your hands didn't grow with your body, Roy, is what I'm hearing.
The
I got the Xbox when it first came out, and that's the controller I had.
Yeah.
And I just.
yeah.
That's.
No,
what
I would have
used.
to. I would have to use that other palm on top. But that's how I use the controller now, anyways. So, so I probably wouldn't mind the Duke now, even though I minded it at the time.
The Duke is a masterpiece. of
Let's not get
controller
crazy here.
I mean,
technology.
it's a masterpiece of something.
My favorite console controller, I still think, was the GameCube controller.
It's up there. Certainly.
It's yes,
You're
kind
all
of
wrong. You're all stupid.
except the shape-wise, yes, but functionality-wise, no.
Yeah, Aaron, you don't realize how small my hands are.
GameCube controller sucks cock. I don't care what anybody says.
I actually like the buttons on it. Not the
Yeah, the buttons are true.
I like
Yeah.
the I like the
Oh,
layout.
yeah,
They're
I
good.
love the really sharp, angled, hard plastic that like cuts into the sides of your fingers when you try to hold
The
it.
Fisher-Price feeling.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't like the color.
It's not even molded to human hands because it's like rounded and then a 90-degree
It's fit
angle.
my hands perfectly.
Can somebody explain
Again,
to me
for
why
kids.
the GameCube? Because I love the GameCube, great console. But why did the GameCube's discs? Why were they like this big? Where like all
Because
normal discs
Nintendo
were
wanted
this
to be
big?
unique.
By the
Yeah, but
way,
that's
They're the
stupid.
original hipsters.
I thought about it, and I realized that I do play racing games with an analog stick, not a D-pad now.
Yeah, because you're not stupid.
But
you, Aaron.
I was getting confused because when I started, I always played them on a D-pad, and then I switched
You're welcome,
to
Adam.
analog
Whatever
stick
that was about.
when like control schemes changed to be more analog for racing games.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know when that was. I guess that would have been the PS2 for me. I didn't play a lot of racing games ever, but
Yeah, I played Gran Turismo, whatever I played first. I think it was the first one. I played that for like all of 8 seconds before I was like, nope, analog button. Playing
no,
with
I
the
played that
D-pad.
one with a D-pad.
No, fuck that.
The
Now, granted, in your defense, a lot of those older games were kind of designed in a way to work with a D-pad because they were feces. But analog stick, it just gave you so much more precision.
I started analog stick with Midnight Club. That was the first racing game I think I ever
Which
switched.
Midnight Club?
The first one.
Oh, okay. Again, another D-pad, probably thought game.
No, yeah, but I think I went analog with that one.
Oh my Jesus! Yeah,
You're
this
not doing
guy.
very well.
To answer your question, Adam, they're that small because the
severe
console
damage
was
does it.
designed to be small.
Why?
To be portable. That's why it had a handle.
Why? Who was walking around?
I guess Japanese
Boombox
kids.
on one shoulder, GameCube in the other,
Yeah.
TV lugging behind. Go.
It's the only console that had a handle on it.
Yeah, but why though?
To be portable.
But who
So you
cares?
could-
You
So you
think-
could bring it to your friend's house. And
yeah,
play.
but I could do the same thing with
So
my
you can
Xbox.
throw it
Just put
through
it in the
somebody's
duffel
window.
bag.
Yeah, but you
Throw it
don't need
through
a
a
double
window.
clip bag because this has a handle.
Except you do because you need something
You
for
can
a
also
bag for all the games.
I'm pretty
and
sure you
controllers
can
and
kill
cords.
somebody with this thing.
You can kill
You can
somebody-
swing it like a club.
You can do that.
It'd be
I
awesome.
can toss an Xbox.
It
even
would
if
be
it's damaged.
awesome. Quote from Andrew. The
probably.
anyway, so controllers are not even kind of on the top of the list.
On the topic of controllers, however,
Yes.
GameCube controller, like I said, layout-wise,
Yeah,
it's cool. It's a
yeah,
good
I
controller.
agree, really good.
But the thumbsticks can't click. You're missing a shoulder button. And I'm not sure if the triggers are analog or... what's the opposite of analog?
Digital.
Digital. Thank you. I know the.
I will say, I
the
really like the
triggers-
action on the triggers.
Yeah, the click on the triggers acted as a secondary button inside of the triggers, which was a really nice touch.
Yeah.
But you are missing 3 buttons with the
Yeah,
clicks
overall you
and
are
the
missing 3
shoulder
buttons.
button.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't be able to do a lot of games now with like I know like they especially with like them putting
I gotta
so
look up
many
the GameCube
so many
controller.
games on console that like shouldn't be on console or like don't suit the minimal controller of a console. Like you wouldn't be able to do those now with a GameCube controller. Like it wouldn't be possible, right?
No.
It amazes me sometimes that like you play like I don't know, maybe like a strategy game on your PC and you hear they did a console port of it and you're like, how?
Yeah.
There's so many buttons. Like, what it...
There's usually a lot of like sub menus and shit.
Yeah. God, what a nightmare.
You know what was awful?
What?
Like, I think we can all universally agree that these are the worst controllers.
NES controllers.
What?
The NES controllers.
No. Any Mad Cat, like, peripheral...
Oh, second player controllers.
Yeah.
Okay,
They
so
were awful.
any Mad Cat
Second player.
standard pad was terrible. Mad Cat fight sticks are excellent.
I get, man, Rory, like, you keep bringing up fight sticks.
Well, it's relevant. You said any Mad Cat's
I
peripheral.
feel like Obi-Wan's gonna come in here and he's like, I don't want to buy any death sticks.
But Mad Cat, not all Mad Cat's peripherals were bad. All Mad Cat's control pads were garbage.
Yeah. I had this PlayStation 2. I was like, Mom, can I get a PlayStation? I need another PlayStation 2 controller. because I only had one. Because, PlayStation 2 was... For some reason, they were like, instead of having 4 controller ports, we can only have 2.
That was the first one to come out. There wasn't
that was... Yeah,
except
that was...
for the N64. The N64 had 4, but...
Yeah, and then the Xbox... Was it the first one? No, GameCube.
PS2 was the first one to come out in that generation.
The
Dreamcast? Are you counting Dreamcast as that generation?
Yeah, it is, because it is part of that generation. It just didn't last long. But I mean, even the Sega Saturn, I'm pretty sure.
Dreamcast is weird. It's right between.
Yeah, but it does count.
The PS1 and 64 era and the PS2.
Yeah, but it is technically era. that of the PS2 generation.
Okay, I'm just saying you could argue both ways.
You could,
but
you'd be wrong.
Fuck you, Andrew.
I think the Saturn had quad ports as well.
Yeah.
You can plug your quad into it.
I don't know much about Saturn.
Nice.
I can't remember. My cousin had one.
I don't know much about Sega. We're all gonna find more when they release their block of wood or whatever they're coming out with now.
Dreamcast was an amazing console.
I didn't like the TV and the controller, or whatever that was.
No, it was a screen inside of the memory card.
Because that's where you want your memory card jammed in your controller.
You could go in Sonic Adventure. You could collect.
Man!
You could collect the. What are they called? The
rings?
No, the animals. The little animal things in Sonic.
Furry.
The Chozos, you mean?
Furry.
Are they Chozo? Is that what they're called?
The little blue things,
yeah.
right? Yeah, I don't know.
You could collect those, and then when you're out and about, you could take your memory card with you, and it would the Chozo would become a little Tamagotchi.
All right, look, okay. We're talking about Sonic. I'm drawing a line in the fucking sand. We're going back to the topic list. I'm not talking about Sonic on this goddamn show.
Hedgehog.
Okay, Tokyo Game Show.
So I thought that the Xbox 360 had a pretty decent controller, though.
That was less of a topic and more of more of just an intro to Tokyo Game Show stuff.
Yeah,
they released a bunch of trailers and.
So Square has a new game called Live. Hang on,
it's right there.
Oh,
Left Alive.
So it is. I don't see it. Where is it?
So it is.
Oh, there it is.
Oh yes. No.
I don't.
It's a.
Tom's go read a book or something. Stop watching this.
If I remember correctly, it's an action survival game
with mechs in it. Here's the thing:
it's set in the Steel Battalion universe.
Why?
You don't like Steel Battalion?
No.
I think it's Steel Battalion. Is that Square IP?
No, that was from software. No, it wasn't. Might be.
I might have missaid Steel Battalion. It is an existing franchise.
Yeah, well, they got the same art director as for the Metal Gear Solid franchise, which is why I got really excited. I'm like, oh, cool, that looks interesting. But I'm like, well, hang on, it's not being written by.
No, it's
Kojima.
not. It's not a.
I'm pumped though if they have the same art director. I forget his name consistently, but he's awesome.
The character design, like the concepts, look cool because I love that artist. He's excellent.
And also he influences sometimes. I think even Kojima has said that he'll change things about the character based on the design. There's an interactive dynamic process there, which I think is badass.
But this is a clear example
naked for plot reasons?
Of a trailer gone wrong, because the trailer opens up with shots of mechs, and at no point in the gameplay do you actually see a person piloting a mech.
Is there
Which,
gameplay?
if you have mechs in your universe and you can't drive them around, then you have failed as game developers.
Well, I kind of got the idea that you wouldn't be, or mechs wouldn't be playing a central part of the gameplay.
Well, then why include them in every screenshot of the trailer? That's very misleading.
Because it's a survival game taking place in a world with mechs. So mechs are tearing apart a city. You might be trying to survive inside of that city.
Yes. What did they release gameplay for it?
There was 3 seconds of a guy running down a hallway.
Oh, okay.
No, there was some gameplay.
I saw
very minor. You didn't get a lot of it. Aaron, stop playing at every slagging element.
What?
You're playing in every. You're driving from sunny to rain.
Yeah, because they added weather to the
He's
game.
just trying to
show
off the effects.
Show off
people
the
watching.
Why didn't they cancel the race?
Because
Look at this!
Yeah, I feel like the race might be canceled.
You
at
can't
this
see
point.
shit. It's like Silent Hill.
There's a blizzard, and I
Silent
said,
Hill
"Fuck it,
Racer.
we're doing
Oh, a
it."
Silent Hill racing game. That is the best idea
Yeah, play that
we've
with
ever
people.
had. Oh man,
I can't
Konami
see
is gonna
games.
get on that. They're watching this right now. We're gonna get the Silent Hill racing pachinko machine.
God.
Silent Kart.
Like I get that from the stance of an indie game where like we're in this like dystopian cyberpunk future and there's mechs running around.
I'm not making the game. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I'm not
it
making
might
a game
not
either. I'm just saying if a big
really?
AAA game developer is making a game because we have very few mech games.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like it's really
yeah.
only Titanfall is
Do
the
we, though?
mainstream one.
I mean, there's Hawken, and there's...
It's not great.
Have you played it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The problem with Hawken is nobody plays it anymore.
Yeah, that's pretty.
It's that it was good when it came out, but it didn't have any story. So you know,
Titanfall was fun.
Titanfall was awesome.
Still haven't
Titanfall
played
2
the
is
second
great.
one.
It's amazing shooter.
Yeah.
It was my game of the year last year. But like, there's so few mech games from AAA developers who honestly like
You should just go get a PS3 and play Act 3 of MGS4. The end of that, and just repeat that a bunch of times, and you'll be satisfied.
If I want to watch Metal Gear Rex kill Metal Gear Ray, I'll just watch the video on YouTube.
Yeah, but you can play it.
Oh man,
It's
I
really
can,
good.
I can also get Armor Core.
It's a lot of fun.
Except the Armor Core series has broken controls.
You get the
Again, just watch the video.
Connect release.
Was it connected to Steel Battalion? Like that completely?
Maybe it was. It's either Steel Battalion or Armored Core. I forget which franchise.
Armor Core, I believe, Armor. I don't know.
We didn't do a lot of research today.
Yeah.
one of the. I think Armor
one of
Core is
them.
by From Software. I'm pretty sure.
From. Is that how you say it? From?
As opposed to from.
From Software.
Yeah, I know, but they're like Japanese, right? So I just wonder if they were being douchey on purpose.
No, I just mispronounced it.
Okay.
As so many Japanese people are.
Well, a lot of
What the hell was that?
they add English and like gratuitously.
What?
Like, I don't know.
No, actually, I'm gonna cut you off there. If I'm honest, I don't really
Let's
want to know
not
what you
dive
mean.
down this rabbit hole.
I like gratuitous English.
Well, I mean, they don't know English. Obviously, it's like the same as if English people were to add Japanese
no.
shit.
Armor
They'd be
Core is
like,
From Software.
It'd be gratuitous Japanese.
Yeah. So Armor Core is From Software. Same guys who did Destiny and
Destiny, Dark Souls.
What
Among
the
many other things.
Kanji or the character?
Thankfully,
right?
they did not do Destiny.
Is that
It's
the-
either kanji or
Depends on the-
hiragana.
Kanji. I'm gonna get.
I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
All the
I can't
missiles.
see
I'm
anything.
gonna get a kanji on my
Oh my
on my
God.
arm. I have the kanji for anus hole, and I'm gonna tell people it's peace.
It's amazing how many people do that. It's hilarious. Usually it's their like that's like the classic first and only tattoo. It's like that. They get that and find out and they're like, alright, I'm not doing this again. This is a
You're not
mess.
thinking of Zone of the Enders, are you?
No, it's not Zone of the Enders. Which the second one is getting a re-release on PS4.
Yeah, I heard about that. That was also announced at the Tokyo Game Show. Square Enix. I'm curious which thing this is. Mech game.
Wait, now what?
Did anything else happen at TGS?
A couple of minor things were announced, but it really wasn't I didn't see a lot coming out of it. There might have been more stuff like just domestic Japanese, like stuff like a lot of arcade stuff, because I know arcades are really big. I saw there were some fighting game announcements, but again, I wasn't super interested in that.
Did you guys hear about the crossplay between Xbox and PlayStation accidentally getting switched on?
Yeah, I did read about that. That was for PUBG, wasn't it? Was it PUBG that happened?
It might have been.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was
I don't
PUBG.
Oh, how? That's
No,
not
it
on
couldn't
Xbox
have
yet.
been PUBG because
That's not on Xbox yet. And
It's
it's
not
not
on
on
PS4.
PS4 either.
it couldn't have been PUBG. It must have been something else.
So I had heard talks that they were planning to do a crossplay.
Yeah,
Did Microsoft just like hack it, or did
I don't
they
know.
come to some
Something
sort of
happened and it
agreement?
accidentally got switched on
Yeah.
and then turned
Amazing.
off again.
Which kind of paints the idea that like
So that's coming.
but didn't Sony say they couldn't do it?
They didn't say they couldn't do it. They said they didn't want to do it.
Oh, okay. I thought they said that they
No, they could do it. They didn't want... What Sony didn't want was to have users go through, like, Microsoft procedures.
Well, it wasn't that. It was Sony not wanting to you go through Microsoft procedures.
Man, a
Well,
Japanese...
well,
a
yeah,
big,
they,
a big-
Sony hates things that aren't Sony.
Man, a Japanese company being obtuse, that never happens.
It's the reason there aren't any Fallout 4 or Skyrim mods. Not really on PS4, because they don't like the idea of not having control over things.
That's exactly right. Although that's not as like that's not necessarily just as like oppressive as it sounds. Like a lot of companies don't want to put out authentication procedures to other companies.
Yes.
No.
Like
I don't blame Sony for that one.
well, yeah, well, okay, yeah. I want some sort of
understand.
middle ground where I understand why they don't do it, but also think that sometimes
You gotta go with the
procedures
flow.
have to change.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at
Yeah.
this point, Microsoft's been doing Xbox Live for 10 years or whatever it is, 12 years. Sony's been doing PlayStation networking for 10 years.
Well,
Like
longer if you count the PS2.
Yeah, that, I mean,
that was
they've
true.
both been doing it for a while, and both have growing communities. So, like, just fucking do it already. Like, it's not like some random dude like, hey, you want to join our community? Like,
Yeah, that's sort of what I
you
feel
are.
like. I'm like, I get why you guys are doing this. I just assume you don't.
Yeah.
But that's how it works, I guess. I'd also just assume they don't charge you to play online, but they don't care about that.
Well,
Yeah.
a lot of companies charging you for a lot of things nowadays.
That's a good point.
Kind of brings us to our next topic
Yeah.
here about.
Future and
Yeah.
share.
Oh man, shares getting
Let's be
We
honest.
we have one good segue.
Let's be honest. It's just share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just share.
What you talking about?
There's a Gap commercial and they thought, what's a good idea for a commercial?
Do you want to roleplay this?
No.
Okay.
Do it super loudly as well.
I'll roleplay with you.
Okay. So like, I'll be exec number one, and you be I'm pitching
I'll be share.
Fucking go.
No, I'm pitching the idea to you. Okay, so you're sharing, I'm pitching the idea to you. Okay, so share. No, I'm not.
Why not? We're not.
Okay. So here's what happened, right? So I always have that thing, or like Jim Sterling also points it out, how a lot of game companies, when they're coming up with a game, if it's not something that's selling right now, they just have no concept that it could sell.
Yeah.
Like, they just, like, if it's not what's currently succeeding, they're like, well, that doesn't succeed. It's kind of funny.
I think it's robots.
And I agree. And since I've realized that about the way some companies think,
Yeah.
I have very little appreciation for their
Oh my
intelligence.
Jesus.
And I feel like this Gap commercial is a really neat little insight into the corporate psyche. And they said, I guess, we're the Gap. We're for everybody, right? And we want some people that represent everybody. Of course, like, they're gonna get some real people, right? Some real people that represent me and you guys.
The
And,
97-year-old in the office was like, "Who's big nowadays?"
Share. Yeah. So they're like, who's an everyday person? Share.
Why is Winnie the Pooh?
Share's an everyday person, but obviously, a lot of the young people.
Before you said her name tonight, I haven't heard of her in like 10 years.
A lot of the young people, they may, exactly. But Aaron, they're also going to get someone to represent you. Because you're a
Okay, good.
you're a
Thanks,
young,
Rory.
hip and happening guy, my man. And
Oh my God, doesn't that make you want to kill yourself?
So
Future represents you.
yeah, that's who speaks to the young people these
President
days.
of the world, future.
Future, yeah. So we got Future and Cher, and it's gonna be this thing where Cher, she's got this song stuck in her head. That's like the premise of the ad. And so Future asks, can you sing me the song? And she's kind of like teaching him the song. But I told Adam this, if someone's teaching someone a song on a commercial, it's like, it's kind of a gag, right? Like, he actually knows the song.
Is that what the commercial is?
Yeah. It's like she's like singing. She's I think like the actual full version of the commercial. I think she actually walks in. It's like, yeah, I got this song stuck in my head, and then she sings it, and then he's like, I guess, kind of learning the song, but it's done with all the
He's always
incompetency
learning the
of
song.
someone who's actually just first heard the song and is trying to sing it with her.
Hmm.
Like like me, because I don't know the
That
words.
combined with Future.
I'll give you an example. I don't know the words to our national anthem.
Oh yeah.
So when the national anthem is being sung, I kind of just coast my way through it, right? So
One
You really
does.
are a piece of shit.
I should say I don't know the words in English. The so
I don't know all the words.
I do, yeah.
Let's sing it in French.
But
Why
but
don't
they're
you
singing the English version. So
Well, who cares?
when the English
Nobody
version,
will care if you sing it in French.
yeah, actually, yeah.
Borkman Motor.
So when the English version is being sung, I kind of just coast my way through it, right? Or better yet, our province of Canada actually has
sweet
its own
frame rate
anthem,
on this.
and I really don't know the words to that thing. And so I kind of just managed my way through it. And that's kind of what it looked like to me when Future was singing that song with Cher. It's like, yeah, maybe he kind of knows a couple words.
So the song is Everyday People.
I don't know if that's what it's called, but yeah. That's,
Everyday
yeah.
what?
People.
Oh, they said porno.
No, that's what the Gap commercial song
Yeah, no,
was.
like that's totally
Everyday
a Gap
porno.
song.
Yeah, exactly.
To me, it just sounded like Future was.
Having a stroke,
Well,
really.
no, he wasn't. He was just repeating it, right?
Is that
Yeah,
worse
yeah.
than the Gap?
He was
Is that
echoing
what
it. Is a-
It was an echo.
Yeah, but like,
So
poorly done.
the timing was just off. So he would hear what Cher was singing, so that he would.
Yeah, but he was also
But it-
auto-tuned.
It also wasn't like it
Was he actually?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's.
It sounds like he's got a synthesizer shammed down his throat.
No. I
Yeah.
thought that was just his voice.
But it's not like
Yeah,
rhythmically
jammed. I don't know what
perfect.
that
Like
means.
it's not properly offset to like. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
it's not improper sync. It's
Aaron,
just
you might want to play like 5 seconds of the ad.
Alright.
the and yeah, it's pretty horrendous. And I put this on the list pretty much just because me and Adam have kind of a long history with Future.
He really is. If you've never listened to Future, then count yourself blessed. But I would go look up the song "Turn on the Lights" by Future. It really is.
Watch the music video.
It
That's
really
the
is a
best part.
mind-blowing experience. If
The-
you wanna like, I know a lot of people say that modern pop music sucks these days, and it does. But like, there are good examples of good modern pop music. Future is not one of them. Future's kind of everything wrong with modern pop music. And
a
with
lot of
modern
people
hip-hop.
like Future though.
That's true.
A lot of people liked Hitler.
I want to. Can I just? I actually.
No.
I want. Ouch.
You might want to be careful with your.
Sorry. A lot of people like Mussolini.
I just want to.
No.
Nobody liked Mussolini.
I'm the worst dictator.
I just want to say.
Here's a better one. A lot of people like Trump. And if that doesn't ring your bell, a lot of people liked Hillary Clinton.
Like,
Also a person who didn't really deserve it.
I would actually like to add some authenticity
You know what ring your bell means?
to
I
what.
think I just pissed off a lot of people. And by a lot of people, I mean I'm sorry, Thomas.
Can I add some authenticity to what Andrew is saying and say
That was a lot
that
of people.
Complex named the song "This Is Turn on the Lights" number 14 on their list of the 50 best songs of 2012.
They also thought the world was going to end that year, so they were grasping at straws.
Yeah, but like I think like
Why is this car so hard?
basically
to
besides Jason Derulo, Future is the artist that comes up most related to the Pixel Junkies.
Yeah, but like I would if I was stuck on a desert island, like you can have one artist accompany you to sing for you on this desert
It would
island.
be Jason Derulo.
It's either it's either Jason Derulo or Future. These are the only guys you have. I would choose Jason Derulo.
I'd
Actually,
definitely choose Jason
I'd choose
Derulo.
Future. Just-
Oh really?
Yeah, just because like I'm gonna get
Oh my
hungry at some
God.
point.
Well, I guess if you chose Future, like we wouldn't have him. So I guess like you're taking one for the team.
no, I
and
would
it's-
choose Jason Derulo. He's much.
Jason Derulo is a better singer.
I think
I would just
Future
kill
might
myself.
find a way to die, and then you could just eat him and survive longer. So that might be better.
That's a very roundabout way of saying murder and eat.
But yeah, so that happened. Another thing, Andrew said, Rory, why don't you put the NBA 2K17 microtransactions fiasco on the topic list? I said, sure, but I actually don't know what he's talking about. So tell us this story.
Well, NBA 2K is it 18 or 17?
Well, 17
It's
is
18.
already out. We're going to be playing it for a special one.
Yeah, we
It's
own
coming
it.
to a special near
Own
you
it
soon.
for some
2K18 is out, and it's very much structured as a free-to-play phone game with everything costing in-game currency in exorbitant amounts.
Fee to pay is the term.
It's fee to pay. So
Fee to pay?
yeah.
Fee to
So
pay.
you got to buy the currency, And then you can get a haircut.
It's a free-to-play game, but it's also premium. So it's not unlike a free-to-play game. You're also paying $60
So it's fee to play, not fee to pay.
Well, it's fee to pay because you have to buy the game to buy microtransactions.
Yeah. So you pay the fee.
I'm not sure I can get behind the term fee to pay, but we can move on from that.
Well, it's
We
not
didn't
free,
coin the
it's
term.
fee. Like it'd be like free to play or free to pay if it's a free to play game, but you pay for microtransactions.
Yeah.
In it. This case, it's like a free to play structure, but you have to buy the game.
Okay, it's a big piece of shit game. Carry on.
You're free to pay the fees to play.
Okay, this is like this is insane.
One more time.
You sound like a Christian youth counselor trying to come up with a cool slogan to keep
Oh,
the kids
wow.
off marijuana.
That makes me want to die. All right.
It's fee to pay, free to play.
To get the
So-
kids off of marijuana. All right.
So yeah, the prices of the in-game currency range from, the typical $10 to $99.99,
Sweet.
and you got to pay, like, everything costs a lot of money.
$100 to play as the Knicks.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure how far it goes, but I do know things like character customization.
Yeah.
Everything you do costs money.
Oh, gross.
Even your stats, like you've got to buy your stats with that in-game currency.
So, has anyone bought this game?
I think
Like, surely
so.
no one buys
Like,
this game.
No,
It's
NBA games are popular, and that's why it's there's such a backlash against this, because it's very much structured like a typical free-to-play game
Sweet
on your phone.
Jesus.
Everything costs money,
Okay.
which is
Okay, we gotta back this up. Are you sure you're not thinking about NBA Live?
it's not NBA Live.
Okay. Because there's 2 series of NBA games, right? Like, there's
No,
2,
this is
like,
definitely a
So it's
2K
real smart
2K,
AI
okay, yeah,
here.
2K game.
Yeah, well, what I heard was the game, if you do like career mode or whatever, it locks you into you can't play on easy mode, basically. It locks you into a hard mode, and you can't adjust your stats. You need to start with like pleb stats. So I assume that's designed to make
Oh,
you
wait.
frustrated into
Yeah, it's 2K.
buying
Wait.
Andrew's
the
right.
stats. Oh, here comes Bike Man again.
He turned up. He
He must
didn't
have
pass.
turned up, yeah.
Yeah.
He
Pretty
passed right
underwhelming.
before we started recording. He missed his thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
shit.
yeah, like Aaron said, you get pleb stats at the beginning,
Yeah.
and
hell's
then you've
going
got to
on?
play like 100 games of basketball to increase your stats. Or
Or, yeah,
You're in,
I
the
can
N-
see.
you're in the NBA. Shouldn't your stats already be somewhat high?
no, you're peasant at the beginning.
Oh, so it's a story. It's got
I
a story
think,
like
I think
you.
there's a story.
You take a young
Yeah.
a young man up to the
It
heights
has
of
a
the
story
NBA.
So it's like It's like Tony Hawk Underground, except shit.
Yeah.
It
Except
probably doesn't have story mode like the EA games. The Spike
Oh,
Lee,
right, yeah, yeah.
Spike
It
Lee
does.
storyline.
Yeah.
It
It
is
does?
yeah. Except it's an awful fucking story from what I've heard, and you can't skip the cutscenes.
Well,
Of course, it's
the
an
EA
awful
games were
story.
awful as well.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. This and it's also got a lot of jitter and clipping and really shittily rendered cutscenes.
There's one thing I
Is
like
this
in my
Nuremberg?
games, it's jank.
What?
Is this Nuremberg?
It is. Was that?
I
Janky?
realized it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
You recognize the most famous track in the world.
Again. Something cool about this game, because we haven't talked about it at all, is expanding.
Pistol off me there, man. I gotta be honest.
Expanding on the previous game, you could change the time minute by minute when you want to have the race, what time of year or whatever. Now it actually impacts what the circuit looks like. So the trees will if you have a race in the fall, then the air temperature will be really cold, so the track surface will be really cold, and all the the leaves on the trees will be falling off, and they'll be really kind of orangey, and that sort of thing. And then it also has liquid physics imparted into the circuit. So if it rains, then the water actually pools up on the circuit in the divots and stuff. So you get realistically forming puddles and stuff. Forza's kind of touched on that in previous games, but this is the most ridiculous that I've seen. Especially with the circuit drying out and stuff, you can start to see the racing line come through in the water. It's really good.
Right on.
One thing I learned is that
Shit.
the province in which we
Oh,
live
yeah.
has an actually to regulation NASCAR track.
Yeah.
And I wonder if the roads are also shit in that. Like, if there's, like, potholes and shit. And they, like, hit a pothole and, like, the fucking city's not gonna pay for
So you know
this
when all the cars pass by and they're all in, like, that, like, clump, and you just hear... In NASCAR, you think it would be...
Just, like, construction going on in the middle.
That's the first straightaway.
There's a guy holding up a stop sign, waving you forward.
The wheels flying, glass shattering, pieces of metal fleeing all
Well,
over the
if
place.
it's a new
Does anyone
plan,
else
it would be-
want to watch this?
You see, there's a taxi cam right up the dude's asshole.
Well, there's an oval circuit in Avondale. I'm sure lots of people die there all the time.
Oh yeah, they did.
Okay.
In fact, my dad knows a guy who killed somebody on the way back from that.
This fucking car.
Don't know who it was, but he was going like, on like a 60-kilometer road, he was going 150.
What do you mean? What do you mean on the way back?
So he was driving back from the racetrack back in to town. He
Yeah.
was going 150 in like a 60 road. He flew off the road, hit a pillar, and he killed his wife.
Jesus.
Good job.
Don't know who it is, but like I don't know the name, but yeah, that's pretty bad.
Let's
So
put this
don't
on
drive fast.
Full.
So anyway,
Next
yeah.
time.
So to NBA 2K15, apparently not
18.
very good.
2K15.
But here, whatever. I don't
Also,
care.
probably not very good.
So the problem that I think a lot, the biggest problem I heard about this, and I only saw this because Jim Sterling, the story about it today. But apparently, some guy for Six Axis Reviews, I think. I think it's Six Axis Reviews posted a review of this game. Sixth. Okay.
So it's
TH.
THS.
Sixth. Jesus, my Adam's apple wants to leap
I
out
think
of my
it's
throat and beat me to
Sixth,
death.
plural.
Well, if
axis.
you're British, you could just say SIG.
There you go.
SIG axis.
So anyway, somebody wrote a review for this game for this website. Give it a 3 out of 10, which is fine, even if that's not right.
I'm
That's
gonna
his
buy that,
opinion.
whatever you're
Like, even
talking
if that's not an accurate review, like you could take like Metal Gear Solid 5, which was all around a good game. If you gave it a 3 out of 10, like, well, that's your opinion kind of thing.
Yeah, it's not illegal to write a review, good or bad.
Yeah, it's not even remotely close to legal.
Yeah, it's not.
Anyway, apparently, according to rumor, which has not been substantiated by either side, the review went down. I'll tell you the story. The review went down, or the score came off the review. Like Metacritic had already taken the score into account, but the score went off the review for a little bit, and then people started to kick up a stink, and then it went back on the same score.
Okay, yeah.
And a lot of people think that 2K messaged the guy and like put pressure on the publisher to take the number, to change the score. To at least
really
take down
improve the
score.
AI though. Yeah. What game was that in?
NBA 2K18.
Was it?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's why we were talking about it, because that's the reason he brought up why it was scored so low is because a lot of the game seemed built from the ground up, microtransactions.
Sure, yeah.
And the score got it wasn't the review itself. The score got taken down, and then it was put up a little while later. But a lot of people think that it might have been 2K making a.
So I'm of sort of two minds about this.
2K minds.
Hey, on one hand, like,
Bad podcast.
that kind of stuff can happen sometimes. On the other hand, like sometimes, it can be the people that made the game or published the game that put pressure on people. But also, higher-ups at companies that review games, just of their own accord, often do weird things. And even if 2K didn't put pressure on them, they may feel pressured by 2K, because 2K is a big company, and they are a small website, whose name we cannot pronounce, apparently.
Like, scores on games and movies and stuff are so stupid anyway, because it's such an arbitrary number between different people. It really should just be I agree with you, Rory. Like, you were the one who I used to want to score reviews all the time, and you you argued that that's kind of a bad idea, and I actually agree with you.
Me and Adam used to write reviews together, if you don't know that backstory.
Did
you ever review each other?
No.
No.
But we would
5 out of 10 man.
we would
Carry on, Adam.
like the way I would do a review is either be like, I recommend you, like, let's say we're talking about Destiny 2. Like, my scores would be either pick this game up immediately for whatever you want, or whatever console you need to buy this right away. You don't need to buy this right away. You can wait for a price drop, that sort of thing, but you still pick it up. Void this game. Those sorts of recommendations.
Sure,
But if I just say 7 out of 10, some people are like, hey, that's a pretty good score. It's 7 out of 10. That's a B plus. Or other people will be like, that's the worst score that game's ever seen. Because people tend to score games really high. So what I think every publisher should do in the future is they should take their reviews, and no matter what the game is, no matter how what they think of this game, give it a 10. Give it a 10 out of 10 every game. So even if it's Divinity Original Sin 2, 10 out of 10. If it's Knack 2, 10 out of 10.
Hot Lead 2.
Hot Lead 2, 10 out of 10.
I also think it's
give an actual review for the game. Say Knack 2 is one of the worst games I've ever played. The control scheme is positively last gen. It doesn't look good or whatever. The controls suck. The story is minimal. 10 out of 10. Just way the studio who's just looking for the score can simply say, oh, we got what we want, but you're actually still getting your voice out. They probably actually leave you alone if they do that.
I think also Adam is right. Scores vary with how audiences interpret them, and also how people score them. Obviously, what means an 8 to me might not mean an 8 to Adam. And but also and it just bothers me this whole thing I'm gonna call it TLDR culture, where it's I'm a reviewer and I put this effort into this thing, this essay basically that I took a long really thought about, and I put this effort into this thing, and the publisher wants me to be it can be summarized with this little integer value here. To me that's some bullshit.
I used to like what IGN did back in the day a little bit, where they would say they had 10 different categories and be graphics, gameplay, music, whatever, writing, that sort of thing, and they'd give an individual score for each. So for Halo 3, they'd be graphically really good, 10 out of 10. Music wise, 10 out of 10. Gameplay, 10 out of 10. Story, not. I don't know. I like the Halo story.
2 out of 10.
Example. 2 out of 10. And then they put them all together, and then they take what's it called when you add them all together, and then you get the
average
cumulative score.
Yeah, but there's a
average score of 3 out of 10.
It's mean.
Well, you can do any of them, but
aggregate?
it would be mean.
Yeah.
Most people use a mean average.
Yeah, so it was they would take the mean average of all those individual scores, and that's how they would score their game.
3 out of 10.
That makes a little bit more sense to me, but it's still kind of. And they would say why they were giving it the score. So music is a 2. It's we just thought that this none of the music in the game really matched the tone of the scene it was trying to deliver, and it was uninspired. So
IGN doesn't do that anymore.
No, they don't. They don't do that anymore. They haven't done it for a long time. I'm much missed. I actually kind of like that.
The problem with
it's not bad, but I still don't think it's as good.
No,
go ahead, Andrew.
The problem with giving technical scores is that something can still technically not be 100%, but when it's paired with everything else in the game, actually works really well.
I agree 100%, and I think I think the problem with giving games scores is, or anything, it works for movies, TV shows. If you start giving them a score, it means they're comparable in some way. Here, this game is an 8 out of 10, and this game is a 7 out of 10.
That happens so often. People say Mass what did Mass Effect Andromeda get? An 90, an 85 or something.
4 out of 10.
Try 75.
75? Mass Effect Andromeda is as good as, let's say, Total War Warhammer also got a 75. Now, Warhammer is a much more beloved game than Andromeda, but because of the way the different people scored, it's this game is and they're not really comparable.
It doesn't make any sense to even talk about them.
Yeah.
It's like saying, is Melancholia as good a movie as Pirates of the Caribbean? It's completely different shit.
Is Doom a better game than this Dragon Cancer?
Yeah,
or the Stanley Parable?
It's just
yes, they're completely different.
It's bananas.
The problem is you see both camps in gaming. When Overwatch came out and Battleborn's come out at the same time, everyone was like, Overwatch and Battleborn are not even close to the same game. You can't compare them. But then everybody's like, Overwatch got a 95 and Battleborn got a 70 or something. It's you just said you couldn't compare them, and now you're giving consumer advice based on a percentile.
There are some things that you can.
Also, they're kind of similar. I think those games are similar enough to draw those conclusions.
You really got to do it by case basis.
No, you're right.
And since you have to do it by case basis, you shouldn't be having numbers on all your reviews. It's bananas.
Oh, good job.
In Aaron's defense, there was a lot of mess
said
there.
slow car, but I didn't know it was stop.
Yeah, particularly slow.
Oh my god.
I think part of the problem is we live in the age of bite-sized media.
Yeah, I agree.
And as long as somebody can go to a page, like, people don't want to read things.
Yeah.
They want to go to a page, they want to see a score, and most people already have preconceived notions of things.
What they think.
Right?
About
So
the
if they
game,
can
yeah.
scan the thing and see something that supports their idea, they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, okay, that sounds good. And if they don't see the thing that supports their idea, there's like, oh, this review is awful, and you should kill yourself.
If you claim to be an enthusiast and lover of entertainment, and you don't have 5 minutes to read, 1,000-word essay, then you should really stop.
Yeah.
Until we get past the whole, like I said, bite-sized media, we get past Twitter, we get past those things, review scores will stay as they are.
Also, can I just echo something that I said earlier about video games?
Yep.
Remember I said, if it's not selling now, they say it won't sell. I'm sure a lot of people said that before Firaxis decided to go after XCOM again, right? In 2010.
That's why the original XCOM, so there was XCOM, and then there was XCOM Enemy Unknown.
Enemy Unknown, yes.
And they were, because people were like, there's going to be new XCOM. I was like, sweet. It's like, we're turning it into a Mass Effect style third-person shooter. Why? Why, though?
It wasn't originally. It was originally a Bioshock style first-person shooter.
Oh, was it?
When they first tried to bring back XCOM.
Yeah.
Do you remember that, Aaron?
I remember.
With the black goo monsters?
Oh, I remember.
That got fixed, thankfully.
That was right.
Yeah,
that was XCOM.
But they decided to do a strategy, proper turn-based
cool
strategy game.
Well, they were working on Enemy Unknown, and they just gave Firaxis some money, because they were like, we can make the side game in the style of the older games, and we can probably make some money off of it.
Yeah. Ironically,
it turned out way bigger than.
Yeah. And it was a success. And of course, it got a second one. And like a proper XCOM 2. I think a lot of people feel the same way about reviews, and those people are equally wrong to anyone who said that a proper XCOM game wouldn't sell. Like, they think, no one has time to watch a 20-minute video or something. Which is not, it's wrong. I mean, there are people doing that, and people who really do, even on YouTube, people who do really in-depth content oftentimes are hugely appreciated. Like, can you imagine the market research on the Shoddy Cast, what that would have been if you sat a bunch of people in a room who had nothing to do on a Wednesday but get a fucking free lunch?
Yes, but
and you ask them, would you watch this?
That's a niche. That's a niche market.
But what I'm saying is there's no appreciation for niches. People think they don't exist.
Right.
But they do.
They do exist.
No.
But
you're wrong. It's not that they don't think that they exist, it's they don't think they can generate money. I'm sure EA
and they're wrong about that.
Yeah. Look at, they used to say horror games wouldn't sell, and yet one of the best-selling and best-reviewed games of 2017 is Resident Evil 7. Mm-hmm. They said JRPGs wouldn't sell in the West anymore, and yet one of the most beloved games for the 3DS was Bravely Default, and was, in my opinion, one of the definitive JRPG experiences.
Yeah, there's always a room for high quality content, and until more people start realizing that, we're gonna keep getting reviews out of 10.
No, I mean all they can base it on is numbers,
Yeah, but
exactly.
But a lot of the problem is I feel like they're taking, they're looking at terrible when they're doing these focus groups, looking on the wrong types of groups, because they're thinking video games, who plays video games, preteen, teenage boys, that sort of thing. And it's like, well, no, there's a whole plethora of audience. Like, you have people playing video games since the 70s who are still playing video games.
Yeah, my dad, still an active gamer.
His dad.
Right?
And I think bigger is which audience group generates the most monty.
Right? And guaranteed,
so
XCOM did not sell like Call of Duty.
Yeah, but you're never. That's so stupid. Everyone's like, we need to be making those Call of Duty dollars.
me.
I'm just gonna flub that really bad. We need to make those Call of Duty
Duty
dollars.
bucks.
God, I can't say
Duty dollars.
Dollars of duty.
Duty bucks. We need to make those duty bucks. We're gonna have to
Okay,
put out
fucking
a Call of
cream
Duty like game, something that can compete with Call of Duty and Battle, because the other one is Battle.
Also,
Battlefield.
make every kill cost in-game currency.
Oh no!
Shame too. Battlefield used to be a real game.
And then so people would try to make these games that would try to be Battlefield or Call of Duty, and they were like, it's not selling. It's like, yeah, because Call of Duty and Battlefield already exist.
Yeah, exactly.
We have that supply
Yeah.
for the market. It'd be like saying, all right, we need a car to compete with Porsche. We need to get those Porsche dollars, and then they release a car that drives like Porsche, and everybody's like keeps driving Porsche. It's like, why aren't you buying my car? It's like, Porsche exists.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank
yeah.
you. Or like bananas. Like, we need to make a fruit that'll compete with bananas. And everyone keeps buying bananas.
We need to make a fruit that will compete with bananas.
Yeah, that's a 22nd century problem.
We gotta
right
make those banana bucks.
Once the Cavendish is gone, everybody's gonna be fucked for bananas.
Was it? I can't remember the name of the game that came out.
Banana Sim.
It was. We played it. I'm pretty sure it was that third-person shooter that was
Stop
based
hitting
off
me.
an old PC game.
Hot
It was about like cyberpunk
Hot lead.
evil corporations.
You mean Syndicate?
Yeah,
It wasn't
Syndicate.
third person.
Yeah, was it? What?
No,
was a
Syndicate is a
first-person
first-person
shooter.
shooter.
Oh, was it
yeah.
first person?
Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, so
Good
Syndicate-
gunplay.
Yeah, it was another
it
example.
It was
It was an
Starbreeze.
okay game.
It was a
Yes.
Starbreeze game.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, maybe we should probably get on to the next
Kinda
topic.
generic.
We've whinged on about this enough.
Tomb Raider trailer.
Oh, yeah.
The trailer with Alicia Vikander is the new Lara Croft. If for some reason you didn't hear about that,
Yeah, we can probably wrap up on this one as well. I just want to talk about the Punisher.
I
trailer.
kind of want. Yeah, we'll do both the
Yeah.
trailers and then we'll wrap up probably.
You know what?
Okay.
That's actually good
I
because
was wanna
one is
talk about Destiny.
one is an example of a really good trailer, and one is an example.
Can you
Yeah,
guess
maybe-
what it is?
I don't think the Tomb Raider trailer is particularly good. That being said, I think
It's good for a fan project.
I think a lot of trailers now are just mediocre, and I
Yeah.
feel like this is yet another mediocre action movie trailer. Like I felt the same way when you remember Hitman, the most recent Hitman that everyone saw and all loved.
Oh yeah.
Plays
And
all the time. It's
Yeah,
great.
the guy who's totally bald naturally.
like you know,
Didn't even try.
the trailer for that, you watched it, and your first reaction had to be, wow, this is solidly nothing like Hitman. And, like, this had some similarities to some Tomb Raider games, I'll give it that, but it was as a movie trailer, just pretending I don't know about Tomb Raider and don't adore Tomb Raider.
Like your Joe Blow public consumer.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Even just
and
the
maybe someone who
music
likes
was
movies,
awful.
right? So I'm someone who likes movies, but I don't know Terminator. It just doesn't
Tomb
look
Raider.
very good. Did I say Terminator?
I
My God.
thought they were making an example. but
Sorry,
yeah.
no.
Got some crossover.
Tomb
though.
Raider. Oh yeah, Terminator and Tomb Raider. I wonder who wins that.
No. Terminator starts like looking
It's
for ancient
Toominator.
tombs. He's like, I gotta check all these tombs to see if there's humans hidden in them. And he just goes to ancient Egyptian tombs. Like, they're all dead. They've been terminated
Oh
already.
man, that's a sweet 3-hour movie
He
there.
finds the mummy.
He ends up finding love along the way. Only at the end did the Terminator realize that the true killing of humans was
Actually ends up
friendship
being
all
a-
along, or whatever.
Yeah.
Brendan
Hear-
Fraser
you hear
Terminator
that,
crossover.
Warner Brothers? There's your Dark Universe.
Oh man,
There.
The
Was that Warner Brothers? Is the Dark
Universal.
Universe? Universal, I'm sorry.
yeah, the
Sorry, Warner Brothers, even though you're still hideous and awful.
but yeah,
even the music in the trailer was awful.
yeah, it just
the-
doesn't.
the
The whole
dark-
thing just didn't.
dark.
I will say, I think Alicia Vikander is a good choice.
No,
I think
I disagree.
she's a really good actress.
Yeah,
I don't know if she.
You know who would have done a much
I gotta
better...
see her play the
Camilla
role
Luddington.
before.
Go ahead, Adam. Where are you?
Yeah, I can see that. I was
well, I
gonna
mean,
say...
yeah, you can see that because that's who plays her.
The Brie Larson, I feel
Games.
like she has. I feel like Brie Larson could do a good job.
Is she British? I thought
It's
she was
called
a-
It's-
acting.
yeah,
You
it
can put
doesn't
on-
matter.
You can put on an
Yeah,
accent.
but I don't know. Just I don't see like Daisy really even would have been a good choice. She was the other one that was like rumored to beat it. But I'm kind of almost glad that. What?
You've never saw Room or Community or Scott Pilgrim versus the World or. Did you see any of those movies?
She's,
Or-
she's going to be Captain Marvel.
Seen
Yeah.
Community.
Okay, well, do you know Abed's like romantic interest in Community in the later seasons?
No.
Okay, have you
stopped
seen
at
Scott
4.
Pilgrim versus the World?
No.
It's a good movie, man.
It's a good movie.
Did you
I'm
see
surprised
Kong
you haven't
Skull
seen it.
Island?
Yes.
She's in that,
the main
yeah.
character. She's the main
Ah.
female lead.
I didn't think she was great in that.
Alright.
She won an Oscar, so she's somebody.
Yeah, I'm just saying in Kong Skull Island. I didn't.
I also
Great.
can I
Good
supplement
movie.
what
Good movie.
can I supplement what Aaron said that I also think Daisy Ridley would have been a good choice.
Yeah, but I'm kind of glad that she didn't get it because the movie looks like feces. And
My
I don't want
choice
her
would have
career
been,
to be garbage.
Maisie Williams.
Yeah, she's definitely. I mean, sure. I don't know.
She's
Fuck
English.
I'm bad with names.
Who? Give me
She
a
In
doesn't
choice.
The
look like-
Walking Dead,
In The Walking Dead.
I
Bryan
forget her
Cranston.
character's name.
Bryan Cranston.
Oh, you mean
You all know who I'm talking about.
well, I know
Yeah.
exactly who you're talking
I
about.
forget her name. Is it
You all
Megan?
forget her name, too.
Yeah.
Is it Megan?
Good choice for Lara
Or is it
Croft.
Laura?
It is Laura.
I think it's
somebody.
Laura. Lauren Cohen.
Yeah,
Lauren
Laura and
Cohen.
Cohen.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's my choice.
First try.
Yeah.
You know who I think? It's a criminal that they haven't done it
Lauren
already.
Cohen's a good choice
You know
for
who
that.
they need to get to play Tomb Raider? Idris Elba. He would do an amazing job as the next.
It'll be
Tomb
like the
Raider.
2035 Tomb Raider reboot.
Andrew Adams making fun of how Idris Elba is always said to be perfect for literally everything.
He's a good actor.
He's a terrific
Can you
actor.
how cool would that be? Idris
Yeah.
Elba running around in like skinny jeans. And
Idris
a tank
Elba's a
top.
badass.
I
I
man.
mean, just
I
make a
think
new
there's room.
movie.
There's a film where or not a film, but it's like a short like documentary series that follows Idris Elba
okay.
on his like quest to have a professional Muay Thai fight. Like never trained Muay Thai, and starts learning Muay Thai. And if you're having flashbacks of McGregor and Mayweather, don't worry, it's rather more tasteful than that.
That was Muay Thai.
No, that was boxing.
no, but I'm saying it was someone who'd never really done something.
Remember that fight where some random dude picked a fight with the world's greatest
I know.
ever boxer?
Yeah, no, I know it was boxing.
And,
you watched it.
Yeah, well, we watched it.
Yeah.
Y'all watched it on like a cell phone or something like
Yeah,
that.
it was not.
We
a-
watched
A
the stream
cell
of it
phone.
on a cell phone being streamed by another cell
You
phone.
would have been watching it at my house because Thomas was supposed to come to my house, but then like the babysitter canceled or something. I didn't hear the full story.
So why
Or
didn't we
maybe-
go to your house?
What?
Why did we all end up going to Thomas's
Because
house?
Thomas couldn't leave his house.
Yeah, but so we should just went to Rory's house.
I agree.
just ditched Tom.
I didn't know Rory was doing it. I went
Yeah,
to Rory's
and we
house.
watched it like proper on a TV.
I gotta be honest, I didn't really want to watch it anyway.
Sorry, Thomas, but if Rory was watching the legit thing, not on YouTube,
I kind of
would've
figured
went
you
there.
were watching with your MMA buddies or something. And
I was
it was
actually.
an exclusive.
Oh,
No, it
yeah,
was not
never
an
mind.
exclusive
Fuck that.
thing. Y'all
I
could
would've went to
have
Thomas's.
joined. Thomas was invited. Thomas was originally supposed to come, and
No, I'm going back to Thomas's.
the,
No more MMA buddies for me. I want to make fun of people and
I
not
really
get
do
yelled
want a
at.
show where Conor McGregor just challenges like the best people.
Oh,
in the
it'd be
world
amazing.
And the different abilities, like the best bacon.
yeah,
in the
I'm pitching
world.
it to TLC this
Didn't
weekend.
he fight the Mountain as well from Game of Thrones?
Oh man, I hope Mountain beat
I
the
think
shit.
so.
Like in a sword fight, Mountain. just
I
beat
think
the
they had
shit
like a
out
wrestling match or something.
Yeah.
I think that's
I'm sure
accurate.
he also
of
lost
Mountain
that.
win.
I didn't see
Is
it.
he a wrestler? He's not a wrestler.
Yeah, but he's
just
the world's largest man.
Yeah, but he just wins all the strongman competitions or something.
Yeah, because he's the world's strongest, largest, and strongest man. It'd be like saying, like, you know, like, oh man,
Okay,
I've just entered this
Jesus,
wrestling
buddy.
competition. Who against?
Fucking
Conan the Barbarian. Oh
Yeah.
man, that's gonna go well for you.
Fucking AI, jeez.
Anyway, I was going to say I think there's room
Did you see
for.
the commercial he did for vodka?
Let's try again here. What?
The mountain, the guy who plays the mountain. He has I don't know if he owns or if he just sponsors this Icelandic vodka.
I hope he owns his own vodka company.
And in
So
the
stupid.
I wouldn't be surprised if he
in the
does.
commercial, he's like walking around with vodka. It's like, this vodka's pretty good, don't you think, sir? And the guy's like, I don't drink vodka, and he pushes him to the ground. And seriously, in the commercial, he gets down, he starts pushing his thumbs into the guy's eyeball. He's just, what do you say about my vodka? He's like, it's great, it's great.
The
awesome.
Drake has his own whiskey, and Ludacris has his own cognac.
Whatever.
I don't know what Drake whiskey would taste like. That'd probably be really bad, right?
I like ball sweat. Really high alcohol content bag sweat.
Crystal Head vodka is owned by Dan Aykroyd.
Is it
Yeah.
owned by him?
I'm pretty sure he owns it.
Yeah, I know he's affiliated with them. I just wasn't sure at what level. But yeah.
Oh,
Man, affiliated is a gross word.
Associated? I don't know. Maybe
Affiliated is the word.
you're looking for there, Aaron.
What did I say?
Affiliated, which sounds like he fucks the vodka.
What was I supposed to say?
No, affiliated.
Affiliated.
Yes.
I'm starting to think it's less me and more Aaron's just can't hear.
I don't know. It's just splitting
It was
hairs
the
on
right
the pronunciation of a word.
Yeah.
I've
Anyways,
always said affiliated, but if that's gross, then I feel your mother. Whatever.
Anyway, so the Tomb Raider, this new Tomb Raider movie looks to be based more off the new games in terms of mood, setting, and plot than the older stuff.
Yes, but I still think they're getting a lot wrong based on the trailer.
It's based on the games in the sense that a blind dude had the subtitles read to him by somebody who didn't speak English, and then told that to a guy who's supposed to write the script.
Yeah, it's rather gone through a few sources, it sounds like.
The
almost.
whole script was written phonetically.
What's the game that the children play, and they like I tell Adam something,
Telephone.
Adam tells Aaron something, and
Broken
and
telephone.
before you know it, it doesn't the message
Affiliated telephone.
doesn't have anything to do with like Count Chocula or whatever I was talking about.
My grandmother used to call it Chinese Whisper. I don't know what kind of racist shit that means.
Nah, my parents used to call Chinese something too.
I wonder what.
Yeah.
Why is there a spring in your bottle?
Oh, it's an agitator.
It adds
if
flavor.
I wanted to put like protein powder in there.
Oh.
So I could put the protein
I think he
powder in.
swallowed some of the spring, if I'm being honest.
Some of the metal plating starting to flake off in that water.
Getting over cold, asshole.
On the side of
No, it's
trailers
not cold,
which
it's
weren't
cold.
as bad, the Punisher trailer.
Yeah. I didn't actually see that after.
We'll watch it after this.
Yeah.
It's quite good. It's not my. I have one minor gripe, and it's not a gripe in that I feel they did something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gripe in that I would have played it differently. I didn't think the Metallica song was
What Metallica song?
particularly.
Let me guess.
One. It's the only Metallica song in trailers.
It didn't. The song didn't quite do it for me. Everything else was excellent. The song didn't quite
Except
do it
most
for me,
of the
if I'm being
song.
honest.
A lot of trailers
I'm
are doing this
gonna watch
now.
this trailer and I'm gonna pick a better Metallica song with it.
A lot of trailers are doing this now where they have like sound effects in the movie or a show or whatever be part of a song.
Yeah.
It just seemed like really weird because.
So the drums are tied to the gunfire.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You mean the?
Yeah.
which of course could be done with any number of songs.
Yes.
Yeah, but they
Very
keep doing
disturbing
it.
song.
They keep doing it throughout the trailer. It's like, okay, all right.
I think, but
It's less of a clever edit now and more of like, what are you doing?
besides that, I liked the trailer. I think John Bernthal is a really good Punisher.
Yeah.
I think he's a really
before
good
I saw
actor.
him-
This
Before I
is
saw him
a spin-off of Daredevil, right?
That's
Before I saw
correct.
him in season 2 of Daredevil, I wasn't too big on the idea of him playing Punisher. But after seeing
Now
him,
he's
real good.
He's good. They make him look real tall too.
Yeah, he's not a tall guy.
No, he is not.
I
believe Adam is actually taller. What are you, 5'11"?
Yeah.
I believe he's 5'10".
How tall are you, Rory?
5'7.5".
5'11" is average height, though.
Yeah, but what I mean is the Punisher looks huge.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Right? Like, and now obviously John Bernthal isn't like terrific. Like he's a big guy. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, he's a great Punisher. I'm excited for the show.
Mm-hmm.
I dig all of those shows. Really.
Did you like Defenders?
Haven't had an opportunity to watch the Defenders because I was grading papers. But
did anybody else watch the Defenders? Did you
Nope.
watch the Defenders?
No, I haven't gotten to Jessica
No.
Jones yet.
Oh.
he hasn't gotten through Jessica Jones,
That's
and
the way
Aaron
to
hasn't
salivate
watched.
season 3.
Aaron hasn't watched, what do you call it?
Anything else.
Iron Fist.
Iron
yeah.
Fist or Luke Cage?
Yeah, which I believe are necessary. Even from the little I've
Yeah.
seen of the Defenders so far, I think it's necessary to have seen all the shows.
I mean, not necessary, but you'll miss a lot of...
it's definitely necessary with Iron Fist.
Yeah.
In fact, I would say Iron Fist is the most essential one.
Iron Fist and Season 2 of Daredevil are
Yeah.
essential viewings for Defenders.
If you missed Iron Fist, you can't possibly understand what's happening.
Yeah, I'd like to watch. I want to watch the Defenders, but I also don't give a fuck about any other character other than Jessica Jones.
I will say Jessica Jones is
Do you not like
noticeably my
Daredevil?
favorite.
I don't know. I just don't think he's interesting enough for a whole show. Like, that's why they split up so much time between him running around in the streets listening to people's watches tick while Foggy and Karen get loaded drunk every other episode.
Come on, man, he's like Angel. He's Marvel's Angel.
Yeah, but it's not. It doesn't have as much humor. It doesn't. It takes itself too.
Oh,
seriously.
it's not as good a show as Angel. Don't get me wrong.
yeah.
But yeah.
If there was a bit more like levity to it, then maybe. But it's very dark and serious, and there's not a whole lot going on really.
But you like Jessica Jones,
Yeah,
which
but
is
that
far
was
more
because-
dark and serious
Yeah,
than Daredevil.
Yeah, but that's because the story picked up the slack a lot, and like maybe that's the case with the other shows. But just going into it, I'm having a hard time like committing that time to these characters
Did
that
you watch
probably
season
aren't going
2
to be
of
interesting.
Daredevil?
Not yet.
Oh wow. Yeah. The
It was a struggle to get through. It was a struggle to get through Jessica Jones. Never mind the first season of Daredevil, but like, and Jessica Jones was amazing. It's still like I don't know. You kind of want a bit of levity when I'm watching shit, and when it's like super dark and serious for an hour, it's like I don't want to watch 12 episodes of
BSG
this
syndrome.
or whatever. Why was that?
Battlestar Galactica syndrome, where you have a really brilliant show that's dark
Yeah,
and
didn't watch
dreary with
that
no
either.
levity, no comedy, no happy moments for 4 fucking seasons, and by the end of the third, you're burnt out, and it's no longer about the war between humans and Cylons. It's about some religious cult thing, and it's just oh man, they
Good show.
See, none of that bothers me.
Yeah.
Maybe there's
no.
something
Well,
wrong.
yeah. No, I love Battlestar Galactica.
If you're into
Put up
the
till the
world
end
and
of
stuff,
season
it's
3.
fine, but I just have a hard time committing that when I could probably do something else I'm more
Season 4 had some
interested in.
rocky moments. Yeah.
I really didn't like the whole religion thing they brought into it. I thought that was an unnecessary direction for the plot. It's like if you had like a really cool anime. Let's think of a topic about humanity. There's not very many humans left. They're in this walled city, and they're being attacked by these things called Titans. Like an attack, and humans got to attack on Titans.
See, that's also stupid.
And you're going into the show thing. It's going to be like a resistance about humanity being slowly beaten back by these huge
It's
monsters.
actually about anime
And-
boob physics.
No, actually, that's actually what the show isn't about. The show is actually about some sort of spiritual mumbo
Religion?
crap.
Corey in the house. That's
All right,
that's the
actually
show.
birth.
If you didn't pick up on it.
Can I end up? Can I end on just my thoughts on Destiny 2 because I've been playing that.
Yeah, wrap it up.
It's good.
It's
Oh
good.
my sweet and sour Jesus! What happened?
So yeah, it's pretty good. I won't go. I'll go into a full review when I'm done. And I played a lot of the in-game content. I haven't beaten the story yet because I'm taking my time with it. And also, I'm pretty busy.
So there's more story in this.
Yeah, the story's actually pretty good in places. Everyone's
There's
like, the story's
200%
amazing.
more story.
It's not amazing.
How many?
Of course, they say the story's amazing. It's the first time they've ever seen a story in their lives. These people don't know what a story is.
Actually,
They were
Take
born
Game had a good
4
story.
years ago. They don't know much.
Yeah,
About
they don't know.
But the story's pretty good. Like it's all about how this new force of aliens, or the Cabal, come in, and they're being led by this new
They're
guy.
not new.
And they take away your
it.
light.
They're not new. You're not wrong, Aaron.
I meant well, they're new types of Cabal called the
Oh,
they're new
I see.
faction within the
Recycled
Cabal.
assets.
Oh.
I gotcha.
And anyway, they take away your light at the very beginning of the game. So your character is pretty powerful at the beginning of the game.
Oh, they
and then
strip
at the
you out
end
of your
the first-
levels that you grinded out in the first game? That's cool.
It's like Need for Speed.
Anyway,
You reached level 4 million light. Bye.
actually, you start.
Thanks for the light, bitch.
You start with the same. That's something I didn't like.
Add it to my collection.
That's something I didn't like. You start off with you can bring over your old character, but they don't have any of their light level or any of their gear. Because I thought it would be really cool to have go through the first level with all of my exotics and all that kind of my super powerful
What
character.
happens to your gear? Is there a lore explanation?
Nope, it's just gone. And
You can't use it anymore because you don't have light.
Oh, yeah.
well, no, you still use guns, but
Yeah,
you're-
but not your super exotic weapons.
no, you don't.
you
Because
need
they
need
require
those.
arbitrary
Huh?
amounts
You
of
don't need
intangible
They increase your
things.
light.
Yeah, but they
But
don't need light. To
But
use
if they themselves increase the light, the
They're-
Cabal taking away your light might mean them taking away your equipment. 'Cause your equipment
I
is
well, I
the
guess,
only
but
reason you have your light.
Yeah, but you don't. No, it's not. You have light
Yes,
anyway.
it is.
Oh,
What he's
okay.
saying is one of the reasons he's trying to help out with Destiny's
trying to make it make
Destiny's
sense.
amazing story.
Well,
He's trying to,
It's actually pretty good because, the first little bit of the game is you trying to get your powers back, and it's actually very effective because you can't revive. So every time you die, you go back to
restart.
the beginning of the level, which I think is pretty effective because it illustrates how weak you've become. You can no longer rely on the ghosts reviving you and respawning. That's pretty effective. You have to rebuild your powers, but then you get your powers back. I think a little bit too quickly. I would have preferred not having having a little bit longer without them. at the same time, they build up the Red Legion, which is the new Cabal faction that's come in. It's super
so-
powerful. They kick everyone's ass in the beginning of the story, and then you don't really see them again. Like
Yeah,
occasionally,
wait till
like
DLC.
you see them patrol and stuff like that. But like any of the main bad guys don't like do anything else. Like it'd be really cool if they were hounding you throughout the entire story, and you felt constantly pressed. But it's like, oh, we escaped them. Right. I guess we'll just
Maybe
they'll just wait for us.
they went to the same place the darkness did.
I don't know.
From the
Well,
first
no, they're in the city because there's the last city.
Oh.
That's where they are.
They went the same place your light went.
And
It's in a garbage bag in the
I don't want to get
basement
into
of
the
some
whole plot
tavern.
because like the plot is a little bit nuanced, but there's actually a lot of really interesting lore stuff in the game.
So Adam, I gotta ask you,
Yeah,
do we learn what the fucking point of the Traveler is in this game?
I haven't yet.
All right,
Save that for Destiny 3, Aaron. You don't want to put too much content.
you gotta make 4 games out of this.
Destiny
Rory.
3, the Return of the Darkness, when they finally figure out what it is.
I think yeah.
You get your darkness
You do
stripped away
learn
from you.
something really interesting about the light though, because the Vex are a very powerful AI like gestalt thing.
How does light exist without the darkness?
And the Vex are so advanced that they can simulate an entire universe. Like they're one of
So
those.
go to your own universe, assholes.
But they say they classify the light as something that cannot be simulated,
Oh.
which I think is actually really interesting.
Yeah.
That comes out in one of the side quests.
I'm playing a game right now that simulates light pretty good.
Anyway, so it's the gameplay is as good as it was in Destiny 1. There's new weapon types in this. There's submachine guns, which are almost indistinct from auto rifles. I don't know why there's a distinction there.
How many shaders have you stockpiled?
None. I haven't been given any shaders. Although I did get 2 exotics.
They must have got that idea from Gran Turismo 5, which also did that fucking bullshit.
That presumes that they played Gran Turismo 5.
Yep.
I can't believe that.
Can
There's
confirm.
also grenade launchers, which are pretty cool.
Have you bought any microtransactions yet?
No.
It's a
That's more
bot
for the post game.
microtransaction.
So I'll let you know how badly that affects the post game.
You buy the ability to buy things.
You don't need it in the main story. I will say.
Can you customize your weapons?
Yes, kind of.
Like-
there's leveling.
Beyond recoloring them.
No, you can level up your certain weapons, especially
Can you
the
like
more
attach
exotic ones.
scopes and stuff to your guns?
Kind of. So like one gun will have like 3 different scope options that you can choose between.
Do you have to find the scopes, or do you just get it?
You unlock them.
Okay, so you have to
I
level
think.
them up, and you get
Again,
extra
this
shit.
is all for more post-game weapons, where these are like the top tier weapons can do that. The
I don't know.
Did the first game have scope options?
oh yeah.
Have
The
you
top
played
tier
any of
weapons.
the online?
Yes, because
What's the community like?
The whole game is online. Rory.
The whole game is online? Oh, wait, no, but I mean like some like the
Which is
competitive
something very-
online.
Which
Sorry.
is something very... 'cause,
Yes.
like, in the story, your character's supposed to be the only person who has access to the light anymore because you find a thing that gives you your light back.
Oh,
and
MMO
then you're running
syndrome,
around,
yeah.
and then there's other people
Yeah,
who are using
no,
it.
I mean
why
like
not?
have you played the competitive online yet?
God, no.
Oh,
I wouldn't be
okay.
playing that.
Didn't you play it in the first
Terrible.
game?
Yeah, and I was terrible at it. I'm terrible at PvP.
Well, you're gonna get that sweet ass Matterhorn.
As I have said numerous times to you, Aaron, you don't need to play the PvP to unlock...
You did in the
top
first
tier.
game.
No, you didn't.
You absolutely did.
To unlock some weapons, you didn't need to play PvP to unlock. If you didn't play PvP, you weren't locked out of all top content.
There were certain gear sets and stuff that were locked out.
yeah, but you
behind
were equally
PvP.
good gear sets that you could get
Well,
from
what if
raiding.
you want a specific set of gear?
Well,
You
then
gotta
you're
do
fucked.
PvP.
Well, now you can just buy it, Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah, they fixed that problem, Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man,
You're-
thanks.
Now
Jordan.
What
nothing
do
is locked out
Anyway,
as long as you pay for it.
The voice acting is pretty good. I will say this: I've only encountered one graphical glitch in the whole game, and that was there's like a floating rock that was just like spinning way like all the other rocks were like slowly revolving, and this rock was like. And it was very distracting, and that's the only graphical glitch. This
What
game
were the
runs
other rocks spinning?
perfect.
Maybe there's a lore reason for that.
No, there
You
isn't.
gotta look
Because
it up.
there isn't because it fixed itself.
Yeah, where's the
when I
Grimoire
shot it.
card on
Um,
I like how you're giving it a chance, though. Andrew, you're like trying to fix stuff in it as we're going along.
But this is this game runs perfectly. Like you know how like a lot of games come out and when they first launch they're broken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this game has run. I've seen no.
I give it credit for that. I give it
Well,
credit for that because that's
the-
important.
The first game was very polished as well.
Yeah, I mean the beta that came out was
Yeah.
incredibly polished.
If they're asking you to pay, $150 for the collector's edition just to unlock.
How does this
content,
run? What does this run at?
30 FPS, 1080
On what?
PS4.
On both.
And Xbox.
Okay.
On PC, which isn't out yet, it'll run at whatever.
Also, I heard that
You mean you don't know, or you?
It'll run at anything and anything.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Good. All right. That's what I was wondering.
The new raid Leviathan is also pretty good apparently.
The new raid?
Yeah.
I heard that.
I don't understand.
Like
Well,
the raid for this game.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Now I understand.
Like the newest raid, which is the raid for Destiny 2.
I understand.
It's called Leviathan, and apparently it's quite good.
The new raid in the sense that Destiny is the new Destiny.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm with you now.
Destiny 2 is the new
here's
Destiny.
like with the first game, the biggest problem is I'll never get to play it because I don't know 5 of the people who own Destiny.
Can you play
on the
with
console
5 people?
What?
Can you play with 5 people?
I would be the 6th person in this situation.
Yeah, but I thought
it was capped at like 3 people.
Yeah, I heard that there were some scenarios where it's like some.
Yeah, but not the raid. The raid is.
If you want to play co-op, you can play with 4 players or something, and then if you want to do a raid, it's 3. So you have to drop a player if you have 4 in your party.
No, I think those are for strikes. Strikes are 3-person.
Why is there a limit?
I don't.
Because it's not balanced for it.
Well, just scale up the difficulty. I don't fucking
The
know.
balancing is very important to those games.
Other games do it.
Yeah, but it's also like the size of the. I will say like there are certain levels in Destiny where if you had like six people running around, it wouldn't work because it's more built for 3.
Yeah, like if you go into a situation with 4 people, and the situation is designed around 3 people, you're going to be blasting through it, and Bungie doesn't want that because they want the enemies to be appropriately difficult to make you want to go pay money for microtransactions to get better guns to make the game easier. So if you can just go in with 4 people and blast through it, what's your incentive to pay money?
Well, why can't you just scale the fucking difficulty? I mean, like Borderlands does it. You play by yourself, the difficulty is whatever, and then if you play with 3 other people,
Borderlands does not scale well. Yeah, there was one character that the single player worked well for.
Doesn't matter. They still did it. I'm sure Bungie can figure out how to fucking turn.
Can you figure out how to drive, Aaron?
This car will not fucking turn in this pit lane, so I'm just gonna exit.
Right, well,
anyway, I think that brings us to the end.
Just like my final thought is it's pretty good so far. I'm enjoying it so far, but I enjoyed the first one, so keep that in mind. I'll have a full review next.
I just want to say thank you guys for bringing me back as a permanent member. I'll see you all next week.
Are you going to be here next week? Or is it?
I think that's the gag.
Bye.
Bye, Earl.
Later.
I was genuinely excited.